issue is not there. In the previous cycles, we all were talking about balance sheets being blown up, either on the banking side or on the corporate side. This time we have two questions to ask, growth and valuations. And I think once growth starts to resume again and valuations are corrected already and more correction may be on the offing, I think you will find it good. But let me just caution that the easy money era is behind us. The last 3-year, 4-year party which was going on, it's once in a lifetime. So don't expect those returns to again replicate in the next 2 years. But I think people who understand balance sheet, people who understand cash flow, good managements, all-weather managements, they will make a comeback again. And I think it will be men versus boys. So,
Harish, brief comment on markets.
So, markets interplay of earnings, liquidity, sentiment. 6 months back, we could do nothing wrong. Here we are, we can think, we are acting as though we can do nothing right. Right. I think the key is to figure out what we'll think about 6 months later, right? And over that 6 months later, I think that our rate of change in monetary policy will change quite dramatically. Potentially, the fiscal stance is likely to at least improve. It may not dramatically change. Third, I would also think that a depreciated currency can also do wonders for earnings. Of course, at the time of very sharp depreciation, maybe nobody wants it, but once it stabilizes, that can also be a source of tailwind for earnings growth. So you put all of them totality, I would say that I would be thinking of increasing risk at this point of time rather than worrying about what's happening on a day-to-day basis in the portfolios that I manage.
Okay, Anish?
So my view is you can invest in large caps from a 3-year horizon. I wouldn't say what will happen in the next 6 months or 12 months. One can never predict that in the equity markets. But I don't think there's any fundamental problem with the economy, right? A little bit of stimulus, etc., will help. And I do think earnings growth at some point will recover. So with a 3-year view, you can invest in large caps. I would still say that small and mid caps, the risk-reward trade-off is adverse. And I say it's not a valuation issue, it's a categorization issue. What Pankaj was mentioning, right? Some of the companies are not inherently strong. They have terrible balance sheets, and some of them have a terrible track record of governance. So it's like you'll find that when they are down 20%, people will come to sell, not new buyers emerging. Those are the ones to really avoid.
All right, I think I'm being told to wrap on this program. More questions, but out of time. Anish, Harish and Pankaj, thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. We don't have to wait very long to find out what the budget throws our way. Well, thank you very much for staying with us here on this special budget town hall. Programming continues on the other side of this break. Thanks for staying with us.